understanding what's meaningful to the other party. And so if someone's in an up power position, I actually, I had an example today of time that I spent trying to, push up the chain for some change back when I was in a leadership role in the nonprofit sector. And the success that I had was when I was able to clearly understand what was motivating that person in the up power position, what was most important to them. So what do they actually care about? And what are they trying to accomplish? Because if I understand their intentions, then I can hold up the mirror and say, well, here's your impact, and help me understand how that's getting us closer to X, Y, or Z, right? And so it's that reflecting impact is probably like, it's an art for sure to be able to do that. And we teach the OFNR model, OFNR, this observation, feeling, need, requests, really compassionate, non-judgmental approach to kind of giving people their impact, or reflecting back to people that here's your impact. Here's this thing you do. Here's how it makes me feel. Here's the need or the value that I care about. And would you be willing to do something different? It's a really nice framework for that. And I've seen that to be a really effective tool for people in that down power role, because it's really easy for people in up power to get defensive, to hide behind their good intentions, to be like, well, I didn't intend for that, and so I don't have to worry about it, even if my impact was askew. And oftentimes, I'm sure I've been guilty of it too, is when you go up the chain, you don't have a ton of empathy for the people up the chain in the up power role. And so you might be a little spicier, might be a little punchier with your feedback. And then that kicks off a defense mechanism or a defensive cycle. And then you're in that loop where I'm trying to speak truth to power. I'm sending them off into a defensive posture. They're defensive. I think they don't want to hear it. So I either shut up or I push harder. Right. And we get into these power struggles, which is essentially what they are. And we see actually quite a bit of that in the organizations that we work with. And it's often why we end up working with organizations in the first place, is like there's a stuckness to this conflict and the feedback's not being heard or received. And so I kind of always go to OFNR especially for people in a down power role, because they can speak truth, be somewhat vulnerable about how they're actually, what the impact actually is, and have a clear request for change for the people in up power.